This morning's Coffee With is with Marcia Clark.
And the satellite interview is furnished by A&E. Marcia Clark, welcome to WJZ. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well, we're doing great. I'm kind of fascinated by the show and what's behind the title, The First 48. We cover the news. You are in the court of law. We all understand the stories, the A, B, C, D, E, the progression of them. But what is it about the first 48 hours? I didn't know it was that critical. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So this is really, there's the original show on A&E called The First 48 that's based on the same premise, which is kind of a standard rule of thumb in investigations, particularly in murder investigations, that if a case is not solved within the first 48 hours, the chances of solving it drop by 50%. You know, witnesses will disappear, their memories will fade, evidence will get lost or you know, deteriorate in the wind and the rain, et cetera, and the elements. So it's very critical that the police do their best to collect all of the evidence, find all of the witnesses within the first 48 hours. In every one of these cases, there was an issue to be resolved, whether it was an acquittal that people questioned and wondered why, for example, Casey Anthony wasn't convicted, or whether it was, I wonder why charges weren't filed, for example, in the Drew Peterson case, who was convicted of killing his third wife, and then his fourth wife disappeared. You know, people wondered, so why weren't charges filed in that case? We go in and reinvestigate all of these cases. We go out to the field, talk to the investigators, visit the crime scene, talk to the witnesses, defense attorney, and try and find out, you know, present you what all the evidence is, present the truth about all of these cases to you with no spin and no bias. I'd like to go into all of these cases with an open mind to see whether charges should have been filed, whether the acquittal was the right verdict, for example, in all of these cases, so that you get the unspun, unbiased truth.
Okay, just real quick, we're talking about Chandra Levy, Jam Master Jay, Billionaires Boys Club, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so technically we could say these are cold cases. Would you agree with that?
Not necessarily, because a cold case usually is one where you say, you know, it's on the shelf and hasn't been looked at in a while. But these cases, for example, Casey Anthony was acquitted. In that sense, of course, there's no active investigation going on. We went into it, though, trying to find out whether the acquittal was the right verdict. Jam Master Jay, which was unsolved, actually is still being investigated, and I've been told there is a grand jury being convened in his case. Chandra Levy, although it is unsolved at this point, there is the possibility of reactivating the investigation. So they may not be top of mind in terms of news right now, but they're not what I would consider cases that are shelved.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds left. So my question, the follow-up question to that is, if you guys actually uncover something, do you see where someone in the legal community would take it forward?
Oh, like it could affect the case.
Right, right, and that's you know, that's my mission in these kind of cases that are unresolved, is to make a call to arms, a call to action to the police. For example, in Chandra Levy, I talked to people about the viability of retesting the evidence with a new DNA technology, which is much more sensitive now than it was even 5 years ago, for the purpose of seeing whether you can get a DNA profile and identify a suspect. So most definitely we do that, and if there is new evidence that can be presented and get charges filed, we will absolutely be doing that, and we are doing that.
Marcia Clark on AME. Hey, thanks so much for being with us. Good luck. Great seeing you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. The First 48.